Building the future and keeping the past alive are one and the same thing.
I believe Metal Gear is more important than anyone realizes. From the main themes to the timeless technological masterpieces of their gameplay and graphics, credit goes entirely to director Hideo Kojima and his team at Konami. Why do I say this? Let's talk about that. For a while there, it seemed like the Metal Gear series was dead in the water. After the, let's say, less than stellar reception of Metal Gear Survive in 2018, and with most of the classic entries locked to 7th generation consoles, new fans had little opportunity to jump in. Most people have probably heard names like Snake, Solid Snake, or Big Boss thrown around, but likely never played a game or understood the references. That all changed with the Master Collection. This incredible release brought back Metal Gear 1 and 2, Metal Gear Solid 1, including the VR missions and special missions, and the HD collection versions of Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. It opened the floodgates for millions to experience what many consider the greatest series ever made, me included. Then came the bombshell. On May 24th, 2023, Konami dropped an announcement trailer for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, a full remake of the original Metal Gear Solid 3. This is a double-edged sword for Konami. On one hand, Snake Eater is arguably the perfect game to start with. It's chronologically the earliest story in the series, serving as a fantastic origin point, and many fans consider it the absolute best game in the franchise. It also introduced Metal Gear Online, MGO, a feature that was also in MGS4 and Phantom Pain, with a new iteration coming called Fox Hunt in Delta. However, on the other hand, you have the purists. These fans believe Konami shouldn't touch the series at all since it was Hideo Kojima's vision, his ultimate creation, and for them, anything not directly from his hands is almost sacrilege. So how can we reconcile these viewpoints, and more importantly, why do I believe this series holds such profound significance? So what makes me believe Metal Gear is so important that no one realizes it? While the games certainly have their main themes and messages they subtly and sometimes not so subtly explore, there are also the meanings and interpretations that resonate differently within everyone. Take Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty for example. The widely discussed main theme of the game is memes, but not in the internet sense of funny pictures and videos. Here we're talking about the memes we pass down genetically and culturally to the next generation. But I believe MGS2 goes even deeper than that. For me, it's also profoundly about thinking and choosing what you believe in for yourself, and not simply accepting what someone else has chosen for you. Every artist wants their creation to be seen and to have meaning. But I disagree when they say their art has one specific meaning or message. An artist's work might have a particular meaning to them, and that's why they created it a certain way. And people may certainly agree with that interpretation, but it's not solely for the artist to decide. Everyone can view the same piece of art differently while still agreeing that it holds significant meaning within it. This is precisely what makes the Metal Gear games so incredibly powerful and enduring. Their messages and meanings aren't singular. They invite introspection, debate, and personal connection, allowing them to remain relevant and impactful for decades. Now that we've discussed the why, let's dive into the how. The incredible gameplay that makes this series so special. With that appetizer of an introduction finished, here comes the main course of the series, the gameplay. I'll be giving an overview of the Metal Gear Solid series as a whole, and then we'll dive into the specifics of Snake Eater's gameplay, especially since Delta is less than a week away. The motto for the first game, and truly the soul of the series, is Tactical Espionage Action. You're never just doing one of these at a time, because Metal Gear Solid is the basis of the stealth genre. As you play these games, you're constantly engaged in all three aspects. From simply moving from one room to the next, you are encouraged to not alert anyone. But it's at your discretion whether you want to move around like a ninja cloaked in silence, or use Russian stealth, where no one can notice if there's no one to notice. Since these games are always solo infiltration missions, where most of your weapons and items are OSP, on-site procurement, there's no backup if you get caught. It's just you and whatever you have at your disposal versus whoever or whatever is sent against you. Since I'm not cool enough to get a code or early preview from Konami yet, this will mostly be about the original Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. The versions I've played are the HD and Master Collection, with at least a dozen playthroughs of both, so I feel confident that the information I'm providing is accurate. Before you even pick the game's difficulty, you've got 4 choices. I'm playing the MGS series for the first time, I like MGS1, I like MGS2, and I like MGS3. Each of these have different effects, and I'll be putting those on screen now. If this is your first experience with Metal Gear, pick the first or fourth options, but preferably the first, otherwise it doesn't matter. As per usual, when starting every new game, what difficulty do you go with? Snake Eater has a pretty good spread. Very easy, easy, normal, hard, extreme, and European extreme. For me, normal feels like the intended experience. It gives you the opportunity to learn the game without it being too hard, but also creates an environment with challenges to put what you've learned to the test. If you want an easier or harder time, feel free to pick any difficulty from very easy to extreme. Just don't start with European Extreme. Why? Because with European Extreme, if you cause an alert at any point outside of scripted events, you instantly get a game over and have to restart the area you're in. All while dealing with the same AI difficulty as Extreme. It's truly a challenge that puts your skills to the test. So, you've picked your difficulty, now you get to experience the greatest game in the Metal Gear series. While there are plenty of veterans of the series like myself, I cannot stress enough how important it is that you do not look up any guides or walkthroughs for your first save file. There are so many special and unique interactions that create an unforgettable experience that you can't get back if they're spoiled for you. I really can't stress enough how much you do not want to look up a guide or walkthrough. If you're going to take anything from this video, take that. Alright, you've got the basics down, but to truly master the mission, you'll need more than just stealth. With Metal Gear Solid Delta on the horizon, I'm sharing 10 essential tips that'll give you the edge. I'll be referencing the Master Collection and PlayStation buttons, but it's easy to adapt these for Xbox controllers, or if you're on keyboard and mouse, you might have to get a little more creative. Your camo index is the most important tool you have. As you move through the variety of environments in the game, always try to keep your camo index as high as possible. This makes it much harder for anyone to spot you from a distance and is your first line of defense. Using the left analog stick is how you move, but how far you push it dictates your speed. While a light touch makes Snake walk slowly, a slow walk still makes noise. To make zero noise, you've got to use the D-pad to stalk. This is crucial for getting right behind an enemy without being detected. Just because you knock someone out with a tranquilizer doesn't mean they're safe. If you knock out a guard on a bridge, they can still fall to their death. An incapacitated enemy near local wildlife can also be an easy meal for predators. Always be aware of your environment. CQC, or Close Quarters Combat, is your best friend. It's more than just mashing the circle button. If you move or stalk towards an enemy and hold the circle button, you'll perform a powerful slam that knocks them out instantly. If you hold the circle button without moving, you'll put an enemy in a chokehold. From here, you have options. To knock them out, press the circle button multiple times. To interrogate them, hold the L2 button. They'll give you information about the area, funny voice lines, and many more. You can also move while holding them. Using them as a human shield, you can still use single-handed weapons like the Mark 22. If triangle is pressed while in the chokehold, you will kill them. You can combine the CQC Chokeslam with the hold up technique. This leaves the enemy on the ground but not knocked out, so they can't wake up or trigger an alert. This is an excellent way to save ammo and time. If you combine the silent stalking from tip 2 with the hold up technique, you can make enemies surrender with their hands up. Aim with their heads using first person view and they'll shimmy and drop an item. You can make them do this multiple times, but you won't always get an item. Sometimes you can use lethal weapons non-lethally. If an enemy has a blinking light on their kit, that's their radio. You can shoot it to break it. You can also shoot their arms or legs, which won't kill them immediately, but will cause them to drop their main weapon and use a less damaging pistol. You'll need more ammo and medical items at some point. Besides finding them in item boxes, you can also pick up a knockdown enemy or a dead enemy's body, and by dropping it, it will make an item fall out, and it never hurts to try dropping them again. Food has a surprising amount of uses beyond just filling your stamina bar. Your stamina is also your air gauge when underwater, and low stamina can make Snake's stomach growl. This gives away your position, and also having low stamina will cause your guns to sway harder. You can also use spoiled food to poison hungry guards, or throw live animals you've captured as a distraction, or even directly at the enemy. I believe these tips are more than enough to get you ready for Delta, or any version of Snake Eater you choose to play. So why did I say Metal Gear is more important than you realize? Because it's a series whose messages aren't singular. They invite introspection, debate, and a personal connection that'll stick with you forever. One last thing before this video ends. Thank you for watching if you've made it this far. I really appreciate it, I really do. This has been, ridiculously a project months in the making. Even though it's not that long of a video, and honestly the editing isn't that good, but it's taken me this long to do this. And I've really put a lot of effort into it. I've done, like I said, months of just script work alone. And so, you know, any likes or comments and any feedback you can give me, I would really appreciate. When Delta comes out, I will be streaming it here on YouTube and on Twitch. There'll be a pinned comment of the link to my Twitch, if you want to watch me on there, or if you want to just watch me here on YouTube, that's absolutely wonderful too. I'm just happy to have anyone stop by if you want to. Either way, I'm still playing it and I'm still streaming it. So when that comes around, I will see you then. I've been your host, Dragon Shinobi. I'll see you next time.